don't know about this beef shit over there, right?
Okay, follow me on this, Andrew. No, but hold on. I've been saying this about all these fights, right? I was kind of assuming at some point, like these guys who are quote-unquote tubbas fighting big-name fighters, to me it would seem that these guys should go in there and fight like their lives depended on it. And now we've seen in the last couple of fights, right? Mikey Garcia's opponent, right? Lipschitz. Lipschitz fought like he was owed money. Okay? Lipschitz has never demonstrated he could fight that hard. You look at...
What are you saying?
I'm saying that all these guys are... We've seen over the last couple of weeks, and this is not a permanent thing, but literally over the last 2 or 3 weeks, quote-unquote easy walkthrough guys are not being easy walkthrough guys lately.
Listen, Lee, the guy had 33 knockouts and 39 wins. He has power. He's a big fighter. Felix Verdejo hasn't looked the same, right? You said it. Bob Arum said it.
He beat an Olympian.
He knocked him out in the final round. Took him a while to get there. Listen, once again, I'm going to watch this fight. I got to see what happened. There's a little controversy at the end, Lee. I believe people think the referee stopped it too early, right?
What were the scorecards? Did they run the scorecards? Because they're not saying in the article what the scorecards
Verdejo's winning. He's winning the fight.
He was winning.
He was winning the fight, yes.
All right. Well, you're convincing me to watch this fight and have pizza.
They stopped the fight at 2:37 of the final round. So it's close, you know. He's on his feet. He wasn't on the ground. I got to watch it. I got to rewatch it, but I was shocked. I'm literally shocked at the demise of this kid, Lee. This guy is supposed to be the future of Puerto Rico a year and a half ago.
Yeah, but he had the motorcycle. Look, after the motorcycle accident, that was it.
And you know what? I think Bob Arum knew it. How does Bob Arum say that about one of his stars right before the fight where he gets knocked out? You know, had no faith in him. Like he lost his faith in Verdejo before this fight even started. And now, I don't know where this kid's at, you know. Big letdown for Top Rank early on in this card, though. I'll tell you that. Now, on the upside, what's his name? Lozada? Is that how you say his last name?
Lozada, yeah.
Yeah, decent record. 39 wins, 2 losses, 33 knockouts. I like that. That's a decent record. You move on forward with him. Possibly in a fight with the main event. You know, they're both in the same division. Like, dude, oh my God, I can't believe people don't understand how much Verdejo messed up. It's supposed to be Verdejo Garcia, Verdejo Ramirez, Verdejo Crawford. We have some of the biggest fights.
It's pretty substantial. He's pretty much ruined his career. Puerto Rico kind of lost their man in this race. You know, no, at least right now he has one defeat. If they want to save his career, he rematches Lozada right away, right? That's what they're going to do to get him back on the winning record and get this loss behind him right away. But I don't know. He did get stopped. This wasn't like a bad decision. This was him getting the fight got beat out of him. Actually, he got dropped also in the final round. So, yeah, big letdown for Puerto Rico last night. I'm with you. Totally with you. Also, on that fight card, Gvozdyk wins a tough decision over Amar, and he's in line now for a WBC title shot. Alexander Gvozdyk. Yeah, that's probably not how you pronounce his name, and everybody who's staring at the screen or getting ready to tweet me, go fuck yourselves. Took on Mehdi Amar in a 12-round fight. That was a lot harder than anticipated. Beating Amar by unanimous decision in the theater at Madison Square Garden. Ukraine's Gvozdyk, the WBC interim lightweight title, is victorious, blah, 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 which means he's going to fight Adonis Stevenson, who will probably retire again so he doesn't have to fight after. Stevenson is going to fight Badu Jack, and then he's probably going to retire again, Andrew. He retires all the goddamn time.
Well, no, he just disappears. He loves his belt. Don't get that wrong. He likes driving the belt wrong. He just doesn't fight anyone.
Now we've got an interim WBC champion, so he's got to do something to hold on to his belt. But here's the thing with the WBC. They don't force the champions to fight anybody.
Yeah, that's true. No, I don't know how this one's gonna play out though. Adonis has had a
Internet security alert.
Really
your computer might be infected by harmful viruses. Please do not shut down or reset your computer. The following data might be compromised if you continue. Passwords.
If he doesn't comply with the rules here after he gets done with Badu Jack.
Wow, everybody heard that on my end. Hold on, let me address that. Everybody just heard an internet warning. Your computer might be infected with a virus. By the way, here's a little heads up. When you open something you're not supposed to and it says that, just go and open up your task manager and turn off the page. Don't click on shit. Don't be an idiot. Just saying that out loud. People are going to hear that in the background and they're going to go, what the hell happened in the middle of the show?
For the Alexander fight, it was a tough fight for this kid, Lee. So
you're saying I should watch it and then I will enjoy it?
No, workman-like at the end.
I'm not going to enjoy it, am I?
Are you listening? I said workman-like at the end.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's code. By the way, that's an inside joke. Hold on, we have new fans now. Workman-like in English translates to boring for anybody listening to the show.
At the very end, it starts. Because, Lee, you already know who's winning, right?
Right. So he sat back on it and he coasted.
Yeah, and I think the kid doesn't really have it. He doesn't have the power. I don't see too much. He's 30 years old, Lee. He throws a lot of combos. He's got speed. Think about a Joe Calzaghe, right? Not just because they're like complected. That's not the only similarities. Think of the style that Joe Calzaghe used to have in the ring. Not too much power. A lot more point system, right? That's how he won 12 rounds, slap you around. That's what this kid showed. The problem was that Amar could take his punch and could throw a heavier shot. He might not have a good knockout percentage, only having 16 knockouts in 34 fights, but he knew how to throw a shot with a lot more leverage, a lot more what seemed to be power behind it. He started getting to the undefeated kid. I can't say his name. I'm going to call him Alexander. I'm going to say it by his first name. So in the light heavyweight division, he was like, I don't want to fight Stevenson. I don't think I can. I don't think you can either, but not because of political reasons. I think you don't have the power to keep up with Adonis Stevenson. Same thing goes with Badu Jack. Same thing goes with Andre Ward. I don't know because Lee, he's not a boxer. He doesn't move around a lot. His defense wasn't that great. His eye was getting jacked up. So yeah, wasn't really too impressed with Top Rank's undefeated light heavyweight last night, Alexander.
There you go. That happened. That's all the boxing from last night. What the hell took 3 hours?
What the hell are you talking about? No, it's not. Darn it, Lee. Go to the main event. Jose Ramirez, Lee. Ramirez.
No, you didn't give me a link for Jose Ramirez, bro.
Well, go to fightnews.com. Go to boxingscene.com. We can fix it.
See, you suck at this.
Man, bro, one, I thought you were watching it. So the main event, I just left off because I'm like, I know he watched the main event.
Jose Ramirez tops Amir Inman to win vacant junior welterweight title. Jose Ramirez was 8 years old when he began boxing for the first next 17 years. He worked towards one moment on Saturday night to win a world title. This coming from the fattest man in boxing, Dan Rayfield. For those that are new to the show, Dan Rayfield is literally the fattest man in boxing.
So mean, bro.
Mission accomplished in a fantastic action-filled fight as Ramirez outpointed Amir Inman by unanimous decision. By the way, Andrew has worked diligently over the last 10 years to change the word unanimous back to unanimous. Go listen to the archives.
I know how you feel, Dan. Don't
Decision
worry
to win
about
vacant junior welterweight title before 4,000 people in Top Rank's ESPN main card Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden. Ramirez badly swelled Inman's right eye, landed all kinds of hard punches throughout the fight, winning 120, 108, 117, 111, 115, 113. These scores scream lopsided fight, Andrew. This is what Ramirez had to say after the fight. This is a dream come true for me. It is an honor to be a world champion. I'm thankful for the talent God gave me. I'm thankful God gave me the ability to bludgeon another human being. I am thankful that God let me beat up this person. I am thankful that God beat him up.
I'm sure he didn't say all that, though.
He didn't. He just said, I'm thankful that God gave me.
Okay, there you go.
Which is, again, new people listening to the show, thanking God after beating a human being up is the stupidest thing ever.
You tell your fighters to thank God for the health of both men going through it. That's it.
I want to thank God for giving me this right hand that I could kill people with it.
Yeah, don't say that.
Yeah,
don't say that.
Stupid ass. PBC. There was a point in the fight where I said to myself, Jose, what are you doing?
Godly, he also don't like Al Heyman put in front of him. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he likes
I'd like to thank Al Heyman, then God. Right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's why I caught my second win, and I gave it all my championship rounds. Iman was by far Ramirez's most formidable opponent, but Ramirez rose to the occasion to win one of the 140-pound world titles. There are currently 15 140-pound world titles now that Terence Crawford has vacated all 14 of the titles. True. You can all think it, but it's true. Ramirez, who won the 2000 world title fight in the WBC's 55th year history, dominated on CompuBox statistics. He landed 282 of 799 blows. That's a 35% ratio. Inman only connected 29% of the time. The kid was relentless, Inman's promoter Don King said of Ramirez. Inman made him miss a lot, but he didn't throw enough punches back. He just didn't throw enough punches. Now...
You can't throw punches at this guy.
There you go. Did I cover it correctly for you now?
Yeah. Oh, is it over?
I could have read more, but fucking blowhard. Just having witnessed so many fights in my history of watching boxing, I can tell you that this was one of the Shut up, Dan. Go eat another piece of cake. I hate Dan. If you're new to the show, I hate Dan Rayfield.
Lee, hold on, though.
I don't like Dan.
Not too many times. You got to remember, this is on the anniversary of Chavez Meldrick Taylor, bro.
Dan is fat.
I know, but Dan wasn't too far off.
And Dan Rayfield might have eaten Meldrick Taylor. I'm just saying, it's a possibility that he could have eaten Meldrick Taylor.
It's.
Have you seen Meldrick Taylor and Dan Rayfield at a party together? I was very
impressed. I would have wrote the same thing if I'm behind a computer last night, Lee. You've seen me. Why don't you read my text? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Think about it.
It still wasn't enough to make me get off the couch and hit play.
Yeah, I know, but it's a damn...
There are nights when you are very passionate about what you watch, and I'm like, fuck, I can't watch his text because he's going to screw it up. I'm going to have to go watch this fight now.
Yeah.
And then there are nights where you send like one text going, Bob Arum's interesting. What?
Yep.
Aren't you watching boxing?
Lee, that was in between the fights, bro. That's the interview they're doing in between the fights. They're setting up the main event. It was a big old, they showed the history of King versus Arum all the way from Ali. But going to the main event, this kid was impressive. I'm not lying. Dan Rayfield's not lying. Jose Ramirez was a shot back to the old school last night. Face forward, good boxer-puncher combination. Right on the outside, used a lot of jabs, right hands. When he got you to the ropes, dude, this guy goes to work hard. I haven't really seen someone go as hard on the ropes, Ramirez, since, like I text you, Cesar Chavez. And I know Don King had to be thinking that as he watched this kid unleash right hand after left hook after left hook after right hand all day, all power, no play. Eum's face looked like every opponent Chavez ever faced. Eyes swollen, nose bleeding, mouth open. I want to say a jab in the 12th round would have stopped this kid. If I was in Ramirez's corner and I was his trainer, I would have told him to go back to the jab because he had the kid beaten mentally. He just needed to land a few punches to get him out of there in a combination. The power wasn't really landing in the 12th round for him, but the jab was. I would have stuck hard to that. Ian was ready. He was ready to go. It was a Chavez-like moment for Ramirez. Lee, the whole beginning of the fight, Ian's doing decent. He's looking good. There's some flaws this Ramirez kid has. His defense is one of them. Takes a lot of punches. I'm going to say his neck muscle is also another big issue, Lee. A few times he looked at the lights. I didn't like that. He's got to have a stronger foundation around the neck, I believe, when he steps up in competition. I don't know how he's going to take a punch when he gets to the top 10, but everything else looks good, looks great. He's markability. This kid sells, right? He stands up for himself. He's not a phony. He's not a fake. Finally, Mexican Americans have a kid that's fighting exactly where he was born, where he's from. He's representing that city. I love that about him. So tired of in boxing how these Mexican Americans always got to fake their characters, fake who they